I've put up videos in which I've said that um, I think that narrowing the wealth gap would go a long way to helping children in the United States and also decreasing the number of abortions in the United States. But it wouldn't entirely decrease the abortion demand in the United States. Although finances are mentioned a lot, they're not the only reason mentioned. There are multiple factors that lead women to choose abortion. And something else that is often mentioned is that they have other children to care for. And they'd just be spreading themselves too thin if they had another child. Now, this isn't selfishness, and it may not be unrealistic. Okay, now it is true that large families used to be the norm. But one thing we have to remember is that in the old days, you had not just the nuclear family, but the extended family. You know, you had mom, dad, aunts, uncles, grandmas, grandpas. There were a lot of adults around. And in addition, a lot of kids didn't make it to adulthood. Okay. Now, the fact is that if a mom is, especially if she's a single mother, poor mother, and if she's often distracted, she's got this kid with all these needs and that kid with all these needs. And, a third or fourth or fifth. And she's already, she's already having trouble raising the children that she's already got. See, the thing, and again, I think a lot of times you just can't even think about um, what you're doing with the ones you already have. And you can't give them enough affection or attention. You can't give them your full attention because you've got so many things on your mind. You know, um, little Debbie needs this, and little Johnny needs that, and, you know, little Curly needs something or other, and, one of them is having trouble at school because he's always getting into fights with the other kids, and the other one is getting in trouble with the teachers because he's got problems with math, and all this and this and that is going on in your family. And another kid is just too much. It's You only have so much energy. You only have two hands. There's only 24 hours in a day. And so, not having enough attention, not having enough, you know, resources in the sense of energy is another reason why somebody wouldn't want another kid. Now, of course, the thing about that is, isn't there another way? There should be another way to limit your family size other than abortion, and that's certainly true. Unfortunately, though, a lot of people a lot of women, they have the second child, they have the third child, but they're not willing to make the commitment that they should make to not having another kid. So in some ways, they are kind of irresponsible for not having the tubal ligation when they have the second or third child, because they've always got that just in case thing on them. I guess it's kind of on your mind just in case you marry him, you meet a millionaire and he wants you to have his kid. I don't know, what the thinking is, but there's always the scenario that's, down the road. And so a lot of people don't, um, you know, get it finished